Hey y'all, good morning. Chuck here, Paige's cat. Today is our gonna be question and answer day. I got to put it all together for you. Today's B's birthday, and he's given to the monk. Birthday. He's supposed to bow down, but he forgot. Anyway, I made him a cake. I'm gonna bring it over there whenever we go eat breakfast. So he doesn't know it. Look, here comes a lot. Yuck. B.
ใส่แล้ว ใส่เลยนี่
Birthday cake. They're gonna wait till tonight when his friends come over and then eat it. Yeah. So, 2 yen. ใส่ 2 yen.
นี่ไงเจอแล้ว
Okay, I'm back home. Maybe we'll get a little peek tonight at them blowing out the cakes. The cake, I don't know. We just had a call from our friends from Laos, and they're coming over tonight. So our friends from Bangkok just left, and we said, well, we're gonna just, you know, relax for 3 or 4 days. We knew our Lao friends were coming, but not until like 3 or 4 days. So they just called and said, we're on our way. So we were gonna take a break from the partying for like 3 days and recover. So ain't gonna happen. So I went and bought a bunch of meat. I'll show you that. I'm gonna cook a roast tonight, and I'll bring you guys along for that video coming up next. So let's answer some questions. I've got quite a few. I have a lot that I haven't gotten to yet, but I will get to them. So, and hopefully I answered some of those online, and a lot of you guys that you help answering some of the questions, and I appreciate that very much. So let's get started. First question is by Tom Twinspear. Hey Chuck and Paige, great respect for your channel. Love your work. Thank you. More questions for your Q&A. At the start of the video, you taped a boy home. I'm sorry, you tapped. You said tape, but I'm assuming you said tap. Tapped the boy on the head. He had it coming with the answer that he gave. But I thought it was not polite to touch the top of Ty's head, as that is thought to be the closest to Buddha. Thank you. Please ask Paige. Tamalai, Wani. Cookies? No. What are we making today?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, yes. You want to make chocolate? Okay. Yeah, the little boy, Hong, has got a definite attention deficit disorder. He's a little hyper, like most kids his age. So he knows the answer, but he can't focus. So, hey, pay attention. Just, you know, it's a friendly thing. But I don't want to waste his time here, and I don't want to waste my time here. So I really want them to focus, but I want them to have a good time too. So, you know, you don't, as far as touching people on the head, it's all out of a respect thing. Now, you don't walk up to, typically it's okay with kids, adults and kids. I mentioned in another video, as a foreigner visiting Thailand, I don't recommend you touching anybody's head. It's mostly when you're just traveling and visiting Thailand. The culture says it's not polite because, yeah, it is the closest thing to Buddha. However, friends, family, stuff like that, as long as it's not a derogatory gesture, it's fine. It really is fine. So I would never do anything to insult anybody, for sure. Manager. Hello, Chuck and Paige. Really like your videos. Subscribed a few months ago. Thank you very much for that. Happy belated birthday. Yes, belated. Thanks. Every day is my birthday. I do have a question, but you may not have been there long enough to deal with it yet. But as an American citizen, you would still need to file taxes every year. I'm curious on how you handle or plan to. Do you have an account back in the States? Would you need to fly back, etc.? Okay, very good question, Manager. I have an accountant that I have in the United States for my businesses that I used. I think when you move here, you need to get an accountant that you can deal with on an online basis. Yeah, you still have to file taxes and say, yeah, this is me, I'm here, I'm not making any money, blah, 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 blah. My accountant's going to take care of that. Just short term, he says that, if you're not making any money, you don't need to file, but you need to let them know the first couple of years what's going on. So if you are making any kind of money, then yeah, you have to report that because the banks are going to report that to the IRS every year on a 1099. So, but anyway, the reason why I say get an accountant, yeah, you can do it online, but if there's a problem with my taxes, I can send him a power of attorney for that tax year, and any problems that I have, he can handle that for me because I don't want to deal with it when I'm over here on the other side of the planet. So find somebody that you can talk to online, Skype, Facebook, Line app, something like that on tax problems. And I have all my tax stuff sent to a relative's house. As a permanent address. I hope that answers your question. Tracy Love, thank you for this vlog. Very interesting. Why did they wait a year for the cremation? I tried Googling this question. Okay, you're talking about the funeral for the king. It's pretty much tradition in Thailand for kings and well-known high-powered monks also. With monks, sometimes they go longer than a year, but tradition's about a year normally. With the king, they had a year of mourning in Thailand. Things were kind of low-key as far as, partying. It was kind of toned down this year for that. But it is tradition for them to wait a year before the cremation. Plus, they built a gigantic memorial for him in Bangkok where they cremated him so people can go visit that. And it took about a year, a little under a year to make. You should have been able to find tons of stuff on Google about that. But hope it answers your question. Sam the Man. Chuck, great video as always. Thank you, Sam. What is the meaning when they tie string around your wrist? Soy Mafia got many strings. She's quite popular. The string, you're talking about the housewarming party that we went to. Anytime there's a big gathering party, this is a gesture of good luck with the string given to somebody as they hold fruit or they hold money or they hold something. It depends on the person giving the wish and the person taking the wish. So sometimes it's to bear fruit, to have kids. Of course, you're not going to wish that on a 65-year-old woman, but it could be for long life, prosperity, those kind of things. It's just a traditional gesture with the string on that. They do that in many occasions in Thailand. Ganya. Are there any ham radio operators in your area? Yes, there are. The guy, the head of the household for the neighborhood, he has a gigantic radio tower antenna above his house. I'm trying to get Paige to, the guy's a super nice guy, but I'm trying to get Paige to let me get in there to take a video of what he's got. But he does have a ham radio system there. My grandfather was into that big time. I remember him always sitting on that when I was a little kid. I don't have a whole lot of information on that. I apologize about that. But there is one down the street. Richard Moynihan, Chuck, across the street from your favorite restaurant, I see a white van. I haven't seen this vehicle in the United States, but have seen several in your videos. Is this a Toyota product? Yeah, this is a very, very common van here in Thailand, Toyota van. Kerry Jarvie replied to your question, and I appreciate that. He left some information. I'll read it to you. The van is a Toyota Hiace H200. He left a Wikipedia link. I'll share that with you. They're not available in Canada or the United States. They are available in Mexico, South America, and pretty much most of the rest of the world. In Thailand, they are mostly set up as a 15-seat commuter van with a 2.7-liter four-cylinder running on LPG. Oh, there are many set up for executive transport. I have to say, Carrie, the most ones that I've seen were diesel engines, mostly because of where they have to mount the tank. The tanks are kind of big, so they have to mount these tanks, and it takes up a lot of room. But I've seen both, yeah, the ones running on natural gas and then the ones on diesel. But most of the ones I see are blowing diesel smoke down the road. But yeah, they don't make these in the United States. Don't know why. They just started making, I think, this year, the little diesel engines. So I think a lot of things are going to be coming to Canada and the United States. I think a lot of the regulations are kind of not so strict anymore that we can allow these things to come into to that area. But anyway, yeah, cool little van. I don't recommend. I've been in a few of them. The guys are really reckless drivers to get to point A to point B. It's very stressful for me. You know, you're in a van with a bunch of people, and the guy's trying to pass everybody on these narrow roads. You know, they set them up nice with karaoke in there, and they're very comfortable. But you know, I want to slap the guy in the back of the head and tell him, look, I'm paying you to take us here safely. Please stop. But it's just the way it is. I don't recommend going in it. But anyway, driving in Thailand is the most dangerous thing, in my point of view, in Thailand more than anything. J Lampong 64. Hi, Chuck and Paige. Hello. Are the monks blessing the new house? Oh, do the kids celebrate Halloween like they do here in the United States? Take care, Chokdi Nakam. Yeah, they're blessing the house. It's a tradition in Thailand. That's why it was so early in the morning. The monks have to get there early, and they collect their food. They have to eat before, noon, before a certain time. So they get there early and they bless the house. And yeah, the kids here don't celebrate Halloween. You know, it's strange. Kids don't eat a lot of candy like Western kids. Do they like sweets? Yeah, but they really don't eat a lot of candy stuff. For one, it's expensive here, so they don't eat that much of it. But they do celebrate in tourist areas Halloween, of course, in the bars and stuff. But Not really in Isan, no, I don't. Let's see. Art D. Canine. I wonder what the pretty little wife thinks about all of the massages that I get. Really nothing, I guess. I've asked her. She comes with me most of the time. I wasn't really a big fan of getting massages till I met Paige. I really never. I got one time and it hurt so bad. I was like, how can anybody enjoy this? So Paige convinced me to go, after we were together for like 5 years, because I was having some knee problems, and I'd wake up 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night with my fingers numb. So she recommended me go, so I went. And I've just been like totally healed from that, from some problems that I've had my entire life, like back problems and knee problems and circulation problems. So I'm like, I'm addicted to massage because I think it's really been a health benefit for me. I don't know what you mean by what does she think about the massages, like, I don't know what kind of massages you're thinking about, but those kind of places are all over the world, and I don't really partake in going in for prostitution. I don't know if that's what you were thinking or not, but you're not going to have that problem out here in Isan for sure. That's only in certain areas in Thailand. But I go 2 times a week, sometimes 3, just depends, because I'm very athletic. I love to ride, 30, 40 kilometers a day on my bike, and I do work out, and I'm almost 50 years old, so getting stretched out by some old Thai woman, hey, it's a good thing. You should really try it. Anyway, I hope I answered your question, but Paige goes with me most of the time. And when she's not, it's in a room with wide open where there's everybody kind of talking. It's not like they do have some spas here where there's music playing, but here it's not like that. It's like people running all over the place. It's not a relaxing massage. Carbon Snail. Chuck, in several videos you mentioned that you enjoy fishing. Have you ever seen anyone fly fishing there in Thailand? Also, is it possible to buy quality fly fishing rods and reels over there, such as Sage or Orbis? Thanks again. Yeah, you can buy all that stuff here in Thailand. A lot of those things are made in Asia. I personally haven't seen anybody fly fishing, but I know they do it here. There's a lot of streams and rivers and stuff here, and they are successful at fly fishing. But I'm not a fly fishing fan. I spent some time traveling through the Rockies and fished for trout, and I just used a light spinner with a bait cast with light line and little spinners. I just never really been intrigued enough to attempt to do it. But not that I wouldn't, but you can buy all that stuff here in Thailand for sure. You can get it in Bangkok, and they sell it online at Lazada.com. So. Kevin P. I thought of a question. For retirees, do they have their Social Security and pension annuity payments deposited in a U.S. bank and transfer it to a Thai bank, or do they switch the direct deposit to a Thai bank directly? That's a good question, Kevin. I'm obviously not collecting Social Security, but I have done quite a bit of research about some of those questions, obviously, because I live here, so I wanted to know. But you got to have a bank account in the United States. Now, in the United States, you don't have to you don't have to have it deposited directly into your account, but you have to get either a bank card, which I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you can have it deposited like on a Visa card that you can get and have it direct deposited to that. But here's what you should do. The most common sense thing that most people do. You're going to have to keep a bank account in the United States. You don't want to bring all your money over here anyway. So it's easy to transfer money from over there to here. There is no penalty for living overseas in Thailand. You are allowed to live here and still collect Social Security, but have it direct deposited in an account in the United States, and then you can send money over here at will, transfer money from that account to this account. But you don't really want to have all your accounts here. I just send enough money to cover my Visa. I have enough money that stays in an account for my Visa, and then I have another account that I use for daily use, stuff like that. And we have a couple investment accounts here as well. So I have like 4 bank accounts here in Thailand and 1 account in America. But you don't want to send everything over here. Sometimes when the transfer rate good, hopefully that'll happen one day soon, I transfer some money over here to make some money on the transfer rate. But yeah, you can just keep your bank over there and send it over here as well. Don't send more than 10 grand because when you're over here, they want to know why you're sending over 10,000. The bank has to tell the IRS, hey, there's over 10 grand, and they want to talk to you. So it'd be difficult for them to talk to you living over here. So, and don't try to send the same amount all the time. That'll throw a flag. So I always just send, if it's going to be quite a bit, between 8,000 and 9,000. I don't send anything over 10. I've done it before, and I don't recommend doing it. But it was when I lived over there. I sent quite a bit and had to deal with the IRS and the bank. It sucked. Gregory Fortner. How old is the single lady? Which one? Now you told me the one at my school. She's in her 40s, early 40s. Here's the thing, Greg. I had a couple people say, "Oh, you should do like a interview these single ladies and have like a dating thing happening." But no, there are a lot of single, beautiful, Isan, awesome Thai women here, and they like foreigners. They like our culture. They like our skin color. I don't know what it is with Thai people, but they love people that are like pure white. I don't know. I think most of us prefer tan, So, but if you came over here, you would have no problem finding a good Isan woman here. They're all pretty good women. I wouldn't recommend a young girl anyway, because you got to deal with that drama with a young girl. But the one there is in her 40s. The girl over here at the suit place that we go to, she is in her late 20s. Very super nice lady, and speaks very well English. That would be like a candidate for Sensa, because the whole family works together, and she does a lot for her family, and they contribute and they pay for the kids, the younger kids, to go to college. B, the little boy this morning, he's actually going to a private Christian school that they all pay for. So if you were to take a girl like that out of the family, that might cost you. So. The lady Magix, who the older one, she's in her 60s. She's a retired school teacher. She has more money than she'll ever spend in her lifetime. Super nice lady. Likes to travel a lot. Very friendly. She's widowed. Her husband died 2 years ago from cancer. So there's a lot of scenarios like that here. So I'm not going to do a dating site. So if you want to find a good Isan woman, just go to Isan. Let's see. Mohammed, nice video. Could you explain what those two switches before you start your car? Yeah, when I bought it, I made a video, bought it in Bangkok. I had an ignition kill switch added to this. I had it installed. I can't really give you a price on it because I had a lot of things done. It was a friend of the family owned this car toys place, and they put the backup mirror, they put the front view mirror in the back, installed the backup camera and the front camera, and then they put the kill switch, they put some LED lights. They did a lot of stuff, and they only charged me like 10,000 baht. You can't even buy the mirror for that. But I do recommend getting that. When I leave the vehicle for long periods of time, I just lock it. The problem is insurance is good here, but I got the best coverage that I could get for that truck, and the truck cost me a little over 1 million baht, and it's only insured for 800,000 baht. So if they broke into it and damaged it, the insurance would fix it all, and I could take it to a Toyota dealer to get it fixed. But if they stole the whole thing and I wasn't able to recover it, I would only get 800,000 baht. So it's not like, and where I come from, where you get replacement value for your insurance claim. Mike Bossman, hi. This is a question that has nothing to do with the video, but law. I looked on a map and seen where you're at and noticed you're pretty close to Vietnam and South China Sea. Have you ever been there or ever planning to go? Just curious. Looks like there's a road through Laos right on the coast. Yeah, I've been to Laos a few times. Been to Vietnam, drove through Laos to Vietnam with some friends. Haven't spent much time in China, but I do want to. I will one day spend some time in China, and I will bring you guys along for that. I don't recommend driving to Vietnam from where I'm at. Had a difficult time. We were with Lao friends who know everybody on the border, so that was not a problem. But driving into Vietnam, nobody had a problem but me. They couldn't understand why I didn't have a plane ticket, why I was coming. We had to show them $1,000 US for me to get in there, and miraculously we had that. Lao people use a lot of American dollars. So it's easy to fly over there, fly into there and get your visa right there, and then you can spend whatever couple days there. But driving was a mess. Anyway, but yeah, we spent some time. I'm pissed because I had some awesome videos, some of the funniest stuff, and really good coverage of Vietnam and Laos. All I brought was like shorts and tank tops, and as soon as we got over the mountain in Vietnam, it was like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It was freezing, you know. Like, oh my God, it was so cold. And anyway, but my computer crashed, and I was not able to get the information out of the hard drive, and that's where I had stored the video files. Anyway, it happened, but I'm sure we'll make another trip there. But yeah, you can get there from here. Gonna make a few trips back there again, just not this year. That's it. That's all the questions I'm going to answer. I've got quite a few more. I had quite a few questions on Facebook, that some personal stuff I didn't really want to share with everybody, and I hope I got that answered for you, and I do appreciate you taking the time to share your stories and your needs with me. I do appreciate that. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We have a lot of videos other than me blah blah blah, but I like to do this little question and answer. I try to do it once a week, just to try to show people what their concerns are, and maybe answer some questions that they can't get answered. A lot of sites on YouTube as far as Thailand, without becoming a member, it's hard to find the questions that you need according to your needs. So I try to help those people as best I can, only because I struggled with some questions that as a foreigner, we got to know everything before we do anything. So I struggled with some questions that I never could get answered or find out on the internet. And mainly that's because in Thailand, nothing's the same. One person does this, another person does it another way. One person gets this answer and then a different answer. It's just the way it is in Thailand, and we're all here for different reasons and different needs. So hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and if you like it, click like. And yeah, I gotta go to school, and I'm gonna make another video today of I'm cooking a gigantic pot roast, and we're having some friends over tonight. It's a little short, try to make it a short video. So thank you, and I will see you then. Bye.